Wake up. It's time to stream. Living the YouTube dream right now, people. Hell yeah. Hi, everybody. How's it going? I really had more planned for the entrance. I was going to like get some sunglasses. That was my big reveal. It was going to be me in sunglasses. But hope you're all doing well. Welcome to another Feedback on Your Music stream. I am very excited. Apologies for being a minute late. My computer was finishing rendering tomorrow's video. So, excited for you guys to see that. It's probably one of my worst videos yet. The video's not bad, but the song in it, I guess you'll see. Maybe it's not that bad. I don't know. But hope you're all doing well. Again, welcome to Feedback on Your Music, brought to you by Boombox. They have been such a great supporter to the channel and have let me support them in a way that makes sense and a way that allows me to be creative and get to connect with you guys. So I'm very, very beyond stoked for that. Oh, you guys have caught on that I'm doing slow mode for everybody. Yeah, the comments are sometimes a lot to keep up with. So yeah, I put everything on slow mode. So everyone has 30 seconds to make their next comment starting now. So I am ready to get into it. Let's get with the feedback. Rules are, when I say go, don't do it yet, but when I say go, type your song. The first 5 songs that I see, I'm gonna write down. And then after those 5 songs, I'm gonna play a little message from our sponsor and then choose the next 5 songs and then keep going until I'm tired. So get ready to send your song name. I'm gonna write down the first 5 that I see in 3, 2, 1, go. And I'll just wait for them to pour in here. While you guys are sending songs, Trev Orr says, Trev, what are the best plugins to buy to get the sound of the genre Two-Door Cinema Club? I don't know. Stock plugins. Most plugins do the same thing. It's not about the plugin. It's about your understanding. All right, so we have Love and War, Summer Every Time, Lost with You, Break the Rear View, and Before You. These are going to be the first 5 songs that we're picking. So let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Okay, now you can hear me. My bad. I Did a couple adjustments. So let's talk about this song so far. Musically, I think it's great. It's very engaging. Am I still muted? I should be coming through now, right? I'll wait to say anything until you guys still can't hear me. Is it still off? Oh, it's all good now. Okay, cool. All right. So I was gonna say, musically, right now sounds good. It sounds full, sounds driving, sounds contextually appropriate to the genre, right? Those vocals though, they're far too. I like the flange effect, but we got to look out for the top end that we add. Otherwise, it's gonna sound like it's just kind of like piercing through, just a little too crispy there. Let's go back to where it came in. So yeah, if you just like roll off some of the highs during that cool flange area, and I don't know if it's as much the highs as it is the fuzz, because there's some like saturation that's going on there. It's just a bad combo between the two, and it's pushing it way too much over the top. So bring out some of those highs, or remove some of the highs rather.
I don't wanna fight, yelling back and forth, we're swearing to each other that we're right. Telling me I'm wrong, that I'm straight out of my mind, but I'm thinking you're the same way.
So that vocal is far too dry for this context as well, because you have all these cool backgrounds, but the vocal feels a little naked and it feels a little dry. I struggle with vocal confidence in my performance. It sounds like that you're not the most comfortable recording these vocals at the moment, which is totally cool. Like, I mean, I've been recording for 20 years. I'm still not comfortable with recording vocals. But have a little more confidence, have a little more like feeling about what you're singing. It'll not make that vocal sound so naked and vulnerable because you got all this cool stuff going on around it, right? It's just about matching the vibe.
And blaming, throwing words we both will wish we never said, breaking down the barriers that you and I worked hard to mend. Just swearing that I'm wrong and I'm destroying your life, but I'm thinking you're the same way.
Because that contrast between the dry vocal and the effect vocal, there's too much of a contrast. We need that main vocal to kind of dip its toes a little bit in to the effects land. We don't want to go over the top. We want it to be clean. We want it to be focused, which is what you're doing here. Just don't be afraid to bring it in to the effect area a little more to make more of cohesion between the two worlds.
Me in my eyes and say I love you one more time, cause I'm starting to believe this was met, its demise. Always fighting, yelling, trying to get the upper hand, but never focusing on what threaded us again. If I had to tell the truth, you got me split a double 50. Love the part of you that cares but hate.
Watch for the plosive on the P as well. Yeah, I think this dry vocal, it's too far forward. It sounds, because like everything else contextually fits and it's working, right? It sounds like it's just like the track. You got the track off of like a YouTube type beat video, which I know you didn't. I know you made this. I'm just saying. It sounds like that, and then just a basic vocal layered on top of it. Let's get the vocal to sit a little more with the context of everything else that's going on.
The part that's screaming, I know myself as well, I know I'm really not the best. Now let me tell you why you should just give this a rest. And give me reasons why. All you do is deflect it. If I said I'm not, it's all a lie. But both of us were wrong, it's obvious. I know we both know, but you refuse to stay calm.
So the way the vocals are treated, again, I don't have much to say about the music because I think the music sounds pretty legit. I really enjoy this track. the vocals, it sounds more like theater. Listen to like any recorded musicals or recorded theater, and the vocals are usually, or like Disney songs, the vocals are treated in a very particular and dry way. Something like this. I mean, it's not a theater song. It's not a musical song. So I again would try to just dial that back. Like this whole part right here, man. That dry vocal feels like it's blended in a little more to everything else that's going on, and it works really well there. But once it goes right back into here,
It's obvious, I know we both know, but you refuse to stay calm and talk this.
it's like the center vocal is apart from these stereo spread vocals. These vocals sound fucking awesome, dude. Like your use of layering is really well. It's a little crispy, but the use of layering is really, really nice in this. The vocal's just a little too far out there.
Cause we're grown and let greed get the best of us and eat both of our hearts out slow. I love you, you love me back, but sometimes we go off the tracks. We lose our grip of what we build and argue till the air stands still.
Very cool track. That was a really cool vibe of a track. I would also, I'd take the stereo stuff and pump it up a little more. I think you could be a more liberal with the use of stereo elements in this. Everything feels pretty monofocused. And like when you listen harder, that's when you can really hear everything that's going on in the stereo field. I'd bring those elements up a little bit. And yeah, the vocals, I would just treat those a little different. Don't be afraid to, make them a little more wet, pull them back a little bit so they interact with the track itself. But other than that, really, really good job with this. Let's move on to the next song, which is Summer Every Time. There we go. All right. And you left me a message. Is it, I don't want to take a stab at pronouncing your name because I think I'm going to get it wrong. Is it Jonga? I hope it is. Hey, Trev, my name is Jonga, allegedly. If I'm mispronouncing it, I'm sorry. This is another song I released recently. I submitted a song a couple weeks ago that you reacted to, and you guys didn't love it so much because my easy drummer was on a hi-hat solo mode. I forgot to fix it before exporting. Anyway, I'm on my road to 1,000 streams on Spotify. This is my first song that I've been proud of. And then you guys, if you want to support Jonga, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, follow them on Spotify. So this song is called Summer Every Time. Let's take a listen. I almost think that the reverb is getting in the way of the track. This is a bold thing I'm going to say here, but I almost think this sounds better like really dry, kind of like a Men I Trust, Mac DeMarco type thing. But as far as the vocal on this, I think that you don't have to have so much of that auto-tune. Because don't get me wrong, I use autotune. Most people use autotune. I don't think it's a taboo thing anymore, right? But it's taking a lot of the humanness of your voice out of the performance that I think this track deserves. There's not a lot of elements going on. It's a pretty easy listening song. It sounds intimate. I actually prefer fewer elements on this. I think you have good sound selection. Like I said, I think the reverb is just a little much on everything. I think it would be nice to hear some things a little more up close. But be a little more sloppy with the vocals on this. Like, I want to hear you and your voice on this because I think it would fit much better because of how processed the voice is. Plus that auto tune. It feels a little sterile and it feels like more robotic. And I think this genre works really well if you're uncomfortable with your own voice. I think that uncomfortableness suits this genre much better than this. It's just a little too much tuning, a little too much processing. I think this deserves to be a little more of a natural sounding song.
Was I dreaming? My mind's playing tricks again. The shadows
Very cool background synths. Listen to that. Holy smokes.
The summer heat reminds me of you. Every time you lose your mind, every time you say goodbye.
I'd also prefer to hear some more vocals on this as well. There's a lot of texture, especially with the synths that are going on in the background. I absolutely love that. Everything feels like it has its own space. Things feel very, very balanced right now. But your vocals are just so isolated. I almost prefer hearing just a couple more accompanies, whether it's just doubling, whether you have harmonies, just something sitting in the background. The vocals are just a little naked right now because everything else has all these elements going on to them. Let's get the vocals a little closer to that. Damn it, Fostel. I was reading your comment and lost my train of thought. I don't want to be a contrarian, but I think heavy use of autotune in a genre like this is pretty cool to do. I 100% agree. But in this context, just how natural everything sounds, I personally would prefer to hear the fragility of your voice a little more through this, but that is just my 2 cents.
Yeah, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Let's leave it all behind. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine.
Cause yeah, especially this, the notes being sustained in this. I think it would sound much better if there was some like trail to that. Like right now it's just, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Whereas if we had like a little motion to that with naturalness, like it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, like a little more motion makes it feel a little more human than just repeating this. I think layering autotune in there and using autotune kind of like a vocoder to layer with vocals, that might be cool, but let's keep listening.
We'll let the story end another day.
Very cool layers.
Next to you, just one more time, as we used to do, when our paths align. Could chill out my place, watch a movie too.
I'd bring a little more of that ear candy from these sections. I think like there's another part right in here to break up the verse into kind of like 2 halves. Because right now you have this verse that is like that long and it's constant throughout the whole section. Whereas if we kind of consider it in 2 parts, having that first part a little more on the plain side and then adding some of that ear candy. That way we're still in the verse, but we're evolving and it's rising instead of just being like static. This is level 5. Then the chorus, we go to level 8. Adding some of those ear candy like halfway through is a stepping point from a verse to a chorus, right? But I love the sounds of this. This sound selection for this is very, very well produced.
Just one more time, as we used to do, when our paths align.
Trevor, I agree. These people are very talented. I love hearing your guys' work.
Watch a movie too, as the rain comes down, and the whole world fades. My mind's
Ooh, that was nice. That was one of my favorite little production techniques is this exactly right here. When you have a word that ends and you can trail off of that word. I love that so much. Like, what was the word? Fades? Fades. And it fades. Oh, I love that.
The shadows chase the wind. The summer heat reminds me of you.
Real quick, I want to answer this one comment. The BC Prince says, do we need a boombox profile to upload? I'm a noob. My guy, what do you think? It's a boombox sponsored stream. Hell yeah, you do.
Every time you lose your mind, every time you say.
But yeah, how nice would it be for some like vocal washes behind this? Like some Beatles, not Beach Boys, that might be too aggressive, but like that 60s style vocal wash. Man, I feel like that would fit just really lightly behind all this, just super reverbed out, filling that space. Oh my God, that'd be so good.
But it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Let's leave it all behind. But it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. We'll let the story end another time.
He did it again. He did the thing again. We'll let the story end another time, and the story's ending. Listen to those sounds. I agree. Fostel brought up another point. There was a synth moving in the background a little bit. More of that would be awesome. This was, you say in the comment, this is the first song that you've been proud of. You absolutely should be proud of that. That was a very well produced song. I'd love to hear you more comfortable with your vocals to rely a little less on the auto-tune effect. It's just in other instances, I think, I think the auto-tune works, but in just this instance, I think it could be dialed back a little bit. But seriously, good job. I was really, really happy with that. Fossil, he did the synth sound I was talking about. Hell yeah. Let me read this one comment real quick. Sock Monkey Racer, I have a question for the next 5 songs you listen to. Will you have us send our songs again and you pick the first 5 you see, or are you just going down the list of songs already sent? Good question. Every time I ask for songs to be sent, resend the name of the song. So, because I'm not going to go back up to that original list. I'm trying to go with like who's here at the moment, so the person getting the feedback can see the feedback, because we don't all want to sit around if someone's not here and listen to feedback on their song if they're not going to be here. Anyway, next song is Lost With You. Let's go ahead and find it, and here it is. So let's take a listen.
see the city lights. I hear
This song is almost 6 minutes long. Guys, what the hell? What the hell? Why are you guys making such long pieces of music?
the screeching tires. The mirror is full of lights. It's blind.
The vocal layers on this are really, really well done. Again, I don't know if it's just my ears today, but everyone's vocals seems like they're a little too loud and a little too far forward. So I would pull back a little bit of the main vocal sound, because you have some really nice layers that I think can shine a little more in there. And the answer to me isn't turning up more layers. It's just turning down the main a little bit. My favorite trick, if you will, about mixing is the mono trick, where you put basically everything in mono. Because if you were to put this in mono, these vocals would be so loud over top of the whole track. We can bring them back a little. But very interesting production so far.
The wheel is hard to steer. Traffic is all I hear. I'm chasing down the fear of leaving. Said I won't go, but I don't know if I'm staying.
So, I don't know why I just muted my microphone to talk. So I'm trying to look at this from like a contrast standpoint, right? I didn't really like the hi-hat throughout this whole part, mainly not because of what it's doing, but the brightness. And here's what I mean. So if we listen to this, listen to the brightness of the hi-hat during this part, right? That hi-hat's really, really present. And then when we get in here, it's almost like a reverse thing because of how sharp and present that hi-hat was. Because of how sharp that hi-hat was, it contrasted this part, which I assume is the chorus, to make it kind of feel a little more subdued. It's like we were building to something, and then once that beat actually dropped and actually came in, it's like we lost something because of how much frequency that hi-hat made up for everything else and how much it dominated over. So either turn the hi-hat down and keep it going, or add the hi-hat in during this part, so that way it carries over and we still feel like we're progressing. Because to me, this is something that is progressing, not falling back.
I said I'll be fine, but look at the time that you left me. I'm lost with you in the rain.
See, now this part feels much better. So this part, let's look at this as numbers. This whole section with the hi-hat, from 1 to 10, as far as intensity from what we've heard so far. This is like a 4, and then this right here feels like a 3 because of, again, that missing hi-hat. But this, where this comes in, that feels like a 10 so far of everything that we've heard. So I would carry in, again, some more of this tonal influence into this section here to have a better contrast all around. Because I hope I'm making sense. Am I just yapping or am I making sense? I think I'm making sense.
In the rain, number pain that you caused. I'm lost with you. Who's to blame in this game that we lost? I'm lost with you.
So Something else that I'm kind of craving with this as well, and this is probably one thing that I struggle with the most when it comes to vocals. Tonally, everything kind of feels reserved. Everything feels like it's just in this like chill place. Like it feels like you're kind of just like laying back, da, 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 in the same place. Everything feels like it's just kind of here. Nothing feels like it's getting bigger or smaller. Everything just feels like it's here. When like I would much prefer, just based on contextually what is happening with the rest of the song. The rest of the song is building up in intensity where the vocals are kind of just staying here the whole time. No amount of layers that we put on top of that will change that intensity. You'll just have more layers of you kind of here. So I want to hear these vocals a little more amplified, a little more passion into them. But let's keep going. I'd if the vibe for this, because to me the vibe is like polished pop, right? That's the vibe I'm getting. I would double check the playing of the guitar. It's everything is pretty like cut and straightforward. The guitar feels a little bit too sloppy. I would tighten it up just a little bit to be a little more on time, just because to me that's what the structure demands of it. Everything else is pretty aligned. So I'll just focus on that as well.
I see the same old streets where you and I would be. I see the same green trees that grow.
Real quick, VBet Does Stuff says, can we submit chunks of songs? No, I'm not allowing it because finish it. That's my critique. If you send me a chunk of a song, my only critique is going to be to finish it.
I'm running from the past through memories moving fast of love that could not last. It's going. Said I won't go, but I don't know if I'm staying.
I think one best way to really talk about this whole song as a whole right now, it all just feels on the same level. Sure, there's some dynamics here, but most of like the hi-hat part, the pre-chorus, and into the chorus, it doesn't necessarily feel like we're moving to different parts. And part of that is the vocal. Part of that is the actual dynamics of everything. Everything feels like it's pretty pressed forward. Don't be afraid to play a little more with those dynamics. This is very like, I mean, there's so many different directions. I've been seeing other people's comments saying like what it sounds like. There's so many different things that you can do. Someone said like emo Carry the Weight by the Beatles. 100% agree. This could be Abbey Road vibes. This could be Elliott Smith vibes. This could be 21 Pilots vibes. There's so many different ways that you can take it. Listen to those artists and how they handle music like this, and you'll find that there's a lot more dynamics going on with the song. When it raises it up, it really raises it up, and everything is on that energy level. And when it's low, everything is low, and it's on that energy level. It's just about balancing all that energy within the track.
I said I'll be fine, but look at the time that you left me. I'm lost.
Okay, hold on 1 second, because now people are saying, oh, I submitted tracks and they're just part of it. or they're not finished, guys, it's okay. All right. I'm just saying it for general. You're not disqualified. Someone asked, am I disqualified? You're not disqualified. I'll just recommend next time, just send full tracks. You know? Just saying. Trev, how do you feel about non-Logic users? You're all dead to me. If you don't use Logic, you are dead to me. No, I'm just kidding. Why would I care? Make music with fucking sticks and rocks. I don't care. Make sounds. It doesn't matter what you use.
With you in the rain, number page that you caused. I'm lost with you. Who's to blame in this game that we lost? I'm lost with you.
See, this contrast, I don't feel like I'm in a different section. I feel like I'm just continuing off of the last section. What's another element that we could add here to really, really widen it up, right?
Said I won't go, but I don't know if I'm staying. I said I'll be fine, but look at the time that you left me. I'm lost with you in the rain, number page that you caused. I'm lost with.
Yeah, and this is the hard thing again about having a 5.5 minute song. If the energy is the same the whole way through, which it pretty much is. I mean, we can tell that it's the same because like look at our dynamics here. I can see literally every single new part, but it's not sounding different. And if it's going to be that long, you don't want to fatigue a listener, right? Music is about the listener, not as much about the artist, but the artist is the first listener. You ever think about that? But yeah, it's kind of just dragging on at this point. I would almost prefer it to end sooner. Unless you keep building layers and you keep expanding us. And it's like a story, right? Why would we want to watch a movie where it's just nonstop action just like that? Like, no, we as a viewer need a break. We need space. We need Despacito. What fucking word am I trying to say? Deposition? No. I don't know. We need story in between. But let's keep going.
Who's to blame in this game that we lost? I'm lost with
I think this has the potential to be bigger than what came out in the DAW, right? I think music-wise, a lot of it is fine, but the performance I think is much more important than. I think the performance is much more important than like any technical EQ, compression, stuff like that. Bring that attitude to it. Make me believe you. Make me believe that you are lost with me. 4. 4? What happened to Lost with You 1 through 3? But I think adding more variation to your vocals is like the easiest step to leveling up your production a little more. But good job. A lot of really cool, interesting transitions, especially. There were quite a few people who talked about your transitions. Stick with those, man. You have a good understanding of transitions. Great job with that. But let's hear some more excitement, more curiosity, all that with the vocals. But good job. Let's move on to the next one, which is break the rear view. It's right here. All right. Let's see. Hey, Trev, if you got a chance to listen to this track, I just wanted to let you know. Oh my God. Yes. Okay, guys. Get this. I went in today just to hear. I wanted to listen to I wanted to take a little sneaky peek. It's Christmas. I'm excited for what people are sending me. I want to see what grandma got me. I want to open it. And this was the first song that I played. It was the first and only song that I played. And I hoped to God that I would get to critique this song. Not in a bad way. It's just this person is 13. Again, age doesn't matter. You could be 70, you could be 50, you could be 40, you could be 30. Age doesn't matter. But it sounds like a 13-year-old, and this shit had me so fucking excited. I am so happy that this person's on here. All right, are you guys ready? Check this shit out. It is awesome. Oops, I didn't hit the play button. All right, here we go. Guys, dude, that brings me so much joy because when I was 13, I had a Tascam multi-track recorder. And hearing some of these sounds, like the live acoustic drums on this, hearing those sounds brought me back so hard to when I was that age. It gave such a nostalgia hit. I've been having a bad week. All right. Mentally, I've been doing really bad. And hearing this song today, I don't care. Sure, I have production critique and how to get this to sound a little more polished up, especially with the drums. But this song brought me out of my slump because it made me think about why I started doing music in the first place and the joy of creating that music when I was a kid. So that's why I was so excited about this. I don't care if I'm doing a tangent. This excited me. But let's talk real quick. Critique time. You're 13. I've given you enough kindness. Let's rip this 13-year-old to shreds, guys. Let's critique the shit out of this. No, I think the layers in this are really, really appropriate contextually for everything. Guitar sounds, everything is nice. I love that it's a clean song balanced with kind of heavier drums. The one thing about the drums, I would work on kind of more of a bus compression for this. The elements to the drums feel a little bit out of place. I'd also back those close mics away just a little bit, especially when you hit the tom. It's a little too boomy. So either mix or bring back the level on the close mics on the toms and rely more on the overheads, or just pull them back on the actual thing. But a little more bus compression on these drums, bring up the kick a little more. It'll really make them pop and get them to sit where I think you want them to sit. But let's keep going. What do you mean your mind is dark in a spiral? Dog, you're 13. It's got kind of an 80s vibe to it too. Dude, there's like all these little background layers. Let's talk about your vocals as well. A little too crispy, a little too high end focused. I would try to get the tone of the, yeah, I know kids can go through a lot. I'm just joking, sock monkey racer. I was 13. I know what it's like. Never underestimate the power of teenage angst. Yeah, but this is his first year here. What are you already angsty about? It's your first year being a teenager. You're 13. How do you have so much teenage angst? Level 1, bro. But yeah, the vocals are a little too crispy. Listen to the guitar in this song. Try to tonally match that guitar. Try to be like one step over that guitar, because right now that guitar is kind of your highest element. Besides the cymbals are also a little too crispy. I dial that back. But tonally, roll some of those highs off the top of those vocals. You don't need all that extra air in there, especially when, it's a 13-year-old's voice. You want to use that to your advantage. You don't want to put too much high end into it. You want to kind of supplement a little more mid-low in there because your voice is higher. So you need some of that lower frequency to substitute, not add more of that high frequency, because that's just going to isolate it a little further. Let's keep going. God, that's fucking awesome, dude. Oh my God. That's so awesome. I love that. And the last song, if oh my God, I wish I could remember your name, who was the last song. This is what I mean by vocal variation. In the verses, this person is very, and then once that chorus goes, you can feel the air moving out of their mouth, from their chest. You feel more of that strain. It's not necessarily that much higher than the verse, right? But they're putting more passion behind it. They're putting more fire behind it. God, I love this. Guys, my wife is on stream. Let's go. Babe, I was hoping that you would tune in during this part. And I was hoping the stars are aligning. Earth is healing, guys. Something good is about to happen. I don't know what it is. But I was going to show you this song later, my love. It's a cool song. My wife loves music like this. Did he just make the song of the summer? He absolutely did. I'd bring those strings down just a little bit, but they fill a really nice space in there. This might be too much, but I think this would also sound really interesting if you layered that vocal with kind of like a guitar lick under it, a very distorted guitar lick, not too present, just under there, backing up this main vocal, especially during the "Won't believe you," like just a wah, 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 wah. Oh man, this is guys. Some of y'all that have been making music for 20 plus, take some notes. This kid's got it. He's got it, man. This kid has got it. Oh, what else do we got?
Just break the review.
I love the live drums on this, but the hard things about live drums, in my experience, it's not hard to make drums themselves sound good through processing. But cymbals, that's the hardest thing because cheap cymbals sound like cheap cymbals. But something I'd be very curious about is layering samples under this, kind of just something beefier. I don't want those to overshadow because I think there's a lot of magic with having just, live drums on this, even if they're not, even if they're not the greatest sounding live drums, but just having something a little under there layered to give them more of that oomph, to make sure your snare is really like cracking, to make sure it's got depth, to make sure that kick has a little more depth. Same with toms, making sure they have a little more depth. If your next step, if you're looking to like find that next level up, I think figuring that out is really going to help you because your use of layering and sound selection. Sound selection is a big thing too. Like you chose very, very good sounds to begin with, which guys, if you choose good sounds to begin with, makes mixing so much easier. All right. It's easy to make something sound good when it sounds good to begin with. Obviously, get it right from the source. But I think that's like your next step to leveling up your production. But this is seriously good. What the fuck was that? Did you hear that? Guys, the drummer is 11. The drummer is... God, I'm 28. I'm 28 years of age. I've never once felt like I'm too old to be making music. I am now too old. Crazy good, man. Man, that was so cool. I would love to hear this live. I would love to hear a band with this, man. That's good. That is really good. All I ask, Tom Lyons Music, please don't forget us when you surpass what any of us can do. That was incredible. That was awesome. All right, so I'm going to do one more, and then we're going to play a little ad from our sponsors. What was the song? Before You. God, my short-term memory is horrible. I don't see it. Is it called something else? Whoever submitted Before You. Make sure when you guys are sending the song names to say the exact song name. Because I'm not seeing it. Real quick, whoever sent the song Before You, just let me know what the actual file name is. And while you're doing that, real quick for those just joining, welcome. But the way to get played, damn it, the way to get feedback on these, look at the description. There will be all the rules. After the ad break, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit. And when I'm ready, that's when you send the next 5 songs. Essentially, just send your song name. Once I ask, I'll pick the first 5 that I see. And that's what we're going to do. But I need this person's song or else I'm going to go to, Before You V4. Maybe I need to refresh because I'm not seeing it in here, my friend. Are you sure that's what it's called? Mystery Persona. I'm not asking what yours is. I'm asking what before you V4 is. Where is it? I'm in the right one this time. Trust me. If your song was 6th, then I will go with that one. Or I'll just go. Damn, that's a lot of scrolling. Let's see. God, I hope Pomegranates gets chosen. I'd love to know what the hell Pomegranates is. Yeah, I'm looking. Not seeing it, my friend. But I'm not going to go all the way up to the beginning. I'm just going to go ahead and serve the ad break now. And I'll see you guys in a minute.
Replace Dropbox, Google Drive, SoundCloud Pro, Disco, and DistroKid with Boombox, the all-in-one solution for musicians. Store your files, create playlists, request files, and distribute your music from one place at a single price. Access files on the go and stay synced with our mobile app and macOS app. Dive into our AI tools to spark creativity by generating chords and splitting stems. Search for your files by mood, genre, BPM, and key with our AI-powered advanced search. Share and collaborate with time-stamped feedback, password protection, and customized access permissions. Create professional playlists for pitching with analytics to see who's listening. Release your music into the wild with our inbuilt distribution. And request files from clients and collaborators with inboxes. Boombox, the all-in-one platform for musicians.
All right. Don't send them yet. Hold on. Please don't send the songs yet. Give me 1 sec. I need some good smells, guys. All right. Next 5 in 3, 2, 1. Send them. I am ready. All right, here we go. Hazy mastering. That is the number 1 I see. Then it is Modern Strangers. Lout and Reese before Trail Dust and Feel Alive. Those are the 5 that will be played next. So let's look for the first one. Hazy mastering. Here we go. All right. Are you motherfrickers ready? Let's do this. Hazy mastering. You're up. So real quick, look at these dynamics. Pressed to the brim. And now listen to the song. Does that sound like a song that should be pressed to the brim? No, not at all. It's kind of like a earlier 2000s John Mayer type thing going on, right? What do you include my song name was Making Music is Hard but Singing is Harder, so I released this song without a singer? That's what your fucking song is called? No, I didn't include that. I didn't think that was the song title. I thought that was just a comment. That's a crazy long song title. My bad. I didn't know. But the dynamics do not match up to tonally what's going on. Let that song breathe a little, because those little dynamics on the guitar, those little mixing with the drums and the bass, if it's not all pumped like this, those things are going to get to breathe a little more. I think right now everything is just being a little too slammed. And again, we can tell because looking at this brick wall of sound here, but it doesn't need to be that way. We don't need to just limit it to the max, you know?
Caught it just in time. Swing high, stay low. It all comes down to me.
I think tonally it's cool. I want to have a critique for the vocal, but part of me likes it because it's kind of like a compressed radio effect a little bit, and part of me likes that about the sound. But the drums, the hi-hat is like really, really in the way, and hi-hat's hard because it's fucking loud. Like I'm pretty sure these are live drums. Hi-hats are loud. they're really loud, guys. So I would just bring those back. Bring those back a little.
Ways like you wouldn't believe. Girl, you cross my mind. Think fast, move slow. Falling accidentally. Safe to say it's only me.
Because yeah, listen to how soft this is. But because it's like brick wall limited, we don't feel like we're in a softer part of the song. It still feels levelly the same when it is getting softer here. So I'll just be more mindful of those dynamics because this is a sweet part. It's a nice contrast to everything that we just heard before this. So just keep that in mind. Bring those harmonies up, man. That's a cool sound. There it sounds awesome. It sounds fucking awesome here. But here's part of the reason why we don't want to just brick wall it all the way, because we're in a much heavier part than we were before. All right. There's a lot more layers, but because this is all here, the level is the whole same. We don't feel like we're necessarily in another part. Yeah, I feel like I get a lot of submissions where it's just brick wall. Like, who told you to do this? Why are we doing this? Let the dynamics breathe, man. If we look at, other tracks of this time period, well, I say this time period again, like I said, it's a very early 2000s track, but those are dynamically all over the place for the better. I want to hear those dynamics. I don't want to hear like everything is just pushed right here, because also think about a live band playing, right? A live band has natural dynamics that they're going to play. It's not going to be the loudest the whole time that we're listening to this band. If it is, I would go home. That is exhausting. So just keep that in mind. I would be mindful of your vocal takes as well, because I can hear some like, not that you can't breathe before. God, did that make you guys anxious? Me doing that? That makes me anxious whenever I hear people doing that. What was I saying? Now my dogs are barking. Oh, you can leave in breaths. Like obviously it's a human thing. We're going to breathe. But when you leave the breath in and then immediately starts another take, it can sound a little choppy. Like just listen really carefully to the lines or to the breaths in between vocals rather. Okay, well, I went to the wrong part, but you get the point. All right, level wise, let's figure out what's going on here. You got these, I don't even know what to call these drums over here. It's almost like they're conga drums. I know they're not. They're like rototoms. But you got these higher drums over here, and then you have these other drums down here that are lower. They're kind of competing each other. Let's get them a little more unison, and that comes with just playing them a little tighter. Because yeah, it's cool when you have like flams going off of drums and they sound layered, they sound stacked. But just be mindful. They're competing a little bit. So it's not bad. I think the vocals can be a little more clear. It sounds like they're recorded with a dynamic microphone, which is not bad. There have been many great records. Lead vocals have been recorded with a dynamic microphone, but I'm craving a little more clarity out of that. But great job. Would love to, like I said, hear a little more of those dynamics. Let's move on. So next is Modern Strangers. Oh shit, here's that song. Making music is hard, but I won't. Should I? Because they did come up first. So, okay, here's something I'll clear up with some people who are saying like, you skipped my song. My song was third. My song was this. Guys, I'm just doing it in the order I see. All right. People's internet is different. Some people type in faster. Some people perfectly time it. Some people don't. It is the most fair way that I do. I just see what I see on my end. If your song is under 3 minutes, I'll play it right now. Fuck yeah. You're so lucky. You're so lucky, dude. 252, because I did skip you because I thought that was just saying a comment. So I will include this right now because you got lucky. It's under 3 minutes. Let's fucking go. So it's interesting. You're definitely blending a lot of genres there. I think the acoustics are a little loud. There's a lot going on, dude. This is music for people with short attention spans. This will keep me fucking locked in. Put this on a Subway Surfers. It is giving Sims vibes. Holy shit. Does Spotify have a maximum length for song titles? It should. No, all right, let's be serious now. Serious critique. Yeah, there's a lot of elements going on there, and I think the acoustic is just a little too loud. Because the acoustic, a lot of times, a lot of people think of it as a guitar, which it is, right? It's a guitar. But acoustic has a lot of percussive characteristics that make it more of a percussive instrument than a stringed instrument at times. In this instance, the strumming pattern makes it a little more percussive. So I would just dial those back a little because it's a little bit distracting. It's a song for people that didn't read the whole title. Holy shit, that is the funniest way to wrap that up. What the fuck? Who does this song want to be? I'm so confused. I love this much more than this. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. It's hard because the defining factor of this would be to have vocals on it. That's how I would really know kind of what genre we're going in. I like that it's ambiguous, but I was not expecting that at all. I think if you had like some whiny pop punk folks over this, what's corporate motivational? That's funny. But yeah, because when this part hits, it hits, guys. See, even my wife likes it. She likes the whiny pop punk stuff. She loves Joyce Manor. She loves Mom Jeans. Guys, you're not making music for yourselves anymore. You're making music so my wife can listen to these live streams and hear music that she enjoys. It's so interesting because it's like hyperpop mixed with pop punk. It's so fucking... I don't think the world is ready for this, but my kids are going to love it. All right? The world is not ready for this. You know that sound you've been looking for? Well, listen to this. It sounds like music that would be in like a vacuum cleaner tutorial. Like, check this out, ready? Setting up your Bissell. First, take the cover off and remove the plastic filling. This production is clean. All right, I've been joking around too much. I'm sorry. The production is very clean on this. It's wacky. It's fun. That's why I'm like having such a fun time with this song and not being too serious, because the production of it puts me at ease and makes me have fun. All right. Songs like that are fucking cool. All right. Like, it's a fun ass song and the production is very, very clean. It's just so interesting. Or you know what else this is? This is like when they move the bus in Extreme Makeover Home Edition. Right? That snare rips. That is a huge snare sound. Like you could have ended it right there. And then, yeah. All right, guys. I had a feedback session with one of my production students today. And this right here is one thing that like grinds my gears. Listen to the guitar. If those of you who are in headphones, listen to the guitar on the left side as this end. Do you hear how it just cuts out? Let's have a little more care, guys. Let's let something ring out. If there's outside sounds, who cares? But I can't stand it when I just hear something that's just like stopped and it sounds like someone's walking away. Because it feels kind of lazy. It feels a little sloppy. So when you're ending a song, really let it fade out for far too much. It's kind of like, I don't know if there's any like videographers in here, but when you're getting B-roll, like you have to physically count to 5 because you don't actually know how long 5 seconds is to make sure that you have enough B-roll for this. Do the same thing with your guitar takes. Let it ring out, count to 5, count to 10 in your head, and then stop the recording. Because I hate hearing just recordings just cut out. Just me personally. But this was cool. This was fun. All right, back to the thing. Modern Strangers. Whoever posted Modern Strangers, thank you for letting this very long song title go first. I skipped them. I thought they said something. And it was worth it, guys. We got some good goofs. We got some good laughs. Modern Strangers. Here we go. Do you guys know what my gripe is going to be once we get into the song? Can you guys guess what I'm going to say? Can you guys guess what I'm going to say? Let's hear them out. Let's see. This is like if Noah Kahan made pop punk. But yeah, we're not there. We're not at a 10 right now at this. We're at a 7. Dynamics way too forward. I'd also say the highs in this. It might just be my ears. I have very sensitive ears. But there's a little too much air in this, and it's making things kind of like staticky. It's like the whole time. We don't have to add that much high to it, right? We could dial that back a little bit. It's a cool song, though. If my wife is still watching, she's probably going to go, yeah. Man, there's good dynamics here. There are such good dynamics here. But the problem, again, is everything is limited to the brim that I don't get to feel those dynamics because everything just feels like it's right here, right in my face the whole time. We don't have to limit this hard, guys. Dynamics are good. Letting songs breathe are good because this is such a human sounding song, right? I love this song so far, but because of how pushed everything is, it makes it feel a little claustrophobic, right? I'm sorry. He said, I'm sorry. It's okay. For trying to bind you all by my heartstrings while you're wanting to go. Ooh, all that stereo shit going on. Love it. This is the best part of the song right here because of all that. Holy shit, that was good. Does our rebellion come from all the weight? Is it the tug upon the collar makes us want to get Man, this is such a good song. And I don't have a lot of production notes. If this, I hate sounding like a broken record, but man, if this was just pulled back a little on that limiter, these parts would be way more impactful. Cause like, listen to the background vocals, especially. There's all this like reverb that I hear that it has that space. Because that's being brick walled, it's kind of just rubbing up against everything. If we just limit it a little less and allow more of that air to breathe, all that reverb that's in the air that these vocals are producing are going to sit a lot more comfortably. And it's going to be like the reverb itself is its own instrument. That's how I personally treat reverb. Not as much as just like an effect to put on, but I use reverb to fill a certain space that I don't have in my frequency spectrum. And it's all right. Like I hear where it could be. Bring it back.
We've drifted apart anyway, as children, as friends, as lovers. How can I take it all with a grain of salt when the breakers watch over me? Would you forgive me if I really mean I'm sorry for letting a good thing die? I'm a coward for letting you go.
Very nice chord progression as well. Like that's such a classic chord progression that I feel like is so overlooked. And it works really well in this sense. Like, man, these hits are very impactful, and the chord progression, sound selection, all the right pieces are there, man. This is really tight. Are there strings in that? Were there like ostinato strings in there going dun 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 dun? Holy shit! Oh my God. Someone said Two Door Cinema Club, and it literally did the most Two Door Cinema Club thing it could possibly do. That's crazy. If this song came out in like 2006, it would be the biggest fucking song of the year. I'm telling you.
Would you believe me if I were to say I'm sorry? The tighter I grasp the rope, the more you're gonna pull until my fingers give out and away. I don't mean to complain or offer poor excuses for what we've become. We will always have Paris, it can't be undone.
Are those live strings? You need to tell me right now if those are live strings. Because I think they might be. This is really good. I don't know what that was about at the end. That was kind of weird. Dude, someone just said Avenged Sevenfold vibes on the guitar arpeggio. Yes. That's exactly what I thought too. That was so good. That was very good. But yeah, fellow American. My fellow American. Let me be clear. Yeah, just more dynamics than that. That's a killer song, dude. Sock Monkey Racer says, I'm curious, do you choose the first 5 in a row that were sent, or do you skim through all of them and pick the first 5 at random? Dog, I've answered this question. You asked this question, kind of. I just picked the first 5 I see. You guys ask a lot of questions. All right, let's move on to the next song, which is Laut and Lies. I don't know what these fucking words are. I'm sorry. I'm just dumb. All right. Let's take a listen. Guys. Let's take a listen. Oh, here we go. Okay, the person's here. Small description. It's German. I wrote and produced this song for my band Orange Okapi. How's my German sound, guys? Orange Okapi. It's live drums, but layered with samples. Loads of techniques I learned from you were applied. Oh, heck yeah. We'll learn not bricking. Let's keep listening. Ooh, yeah. All right. Dude, that was nice. That feel in the stereo field. Guys, I'm having a hard time speaking tonight. I don't know what's going on. But that feels really good, man. It feels wide, feels big, feels full. It's driving forward. I enjoy it. Sound selection. Yeah, these live, if like you said, these are live drums. These are some good ass live drums. You're doing what? Brother, you can't say that word here. I'm so dumb.
Die ganze Scheiße ist vorbei. Ich bin einsam, ich bin frei. Schau dich an, du bist so schön. Oh, ich leb laut und du lebst leise. Doch ich mag deine Art und Weise. Wie deine Stimme immer zarter wird, wenn du zu mir spielst. Hey, komm schon, du weißt, genau wie die Erde sich dreht.
All right, this is probably the best produced song I've heard this evening so far. This is really, really good. It is full. And again, it's not the best produced because there's a lot of sounds and it sounds big, right? It is the best produced because of the relationship between all the elements. Everything feels like it is cohesive. Everything feels like it is speaking the same language, which is German for some reason. But no, as far as the sound selection, it's speaking the same language. Everything tonally clicks with each other. Nothing is competing. There's not one thing that's overly bright while this thing is overly dark. Everything is in the right place in the frequency spectrum and leveled very well as well. I can hear all the elements clearly. Nothing is over top of something else. This is insanely good for the production. I don't even care about the brick wall anymore. I love this. I love it. Your voice is well for this too. I want to say that one more time. Like, especially in the verses, like, man, your voice carries such a cool punk-esque vibe to it. Man. It almost has some U2 vibes to it too. Like this would be such a cool song to experience in a live setting. This is such a good feeling song. And dog, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know a lick of German. Du hast. That's all I know in German. And ein Prosit. My grandpa used to say that before drinking. That bass sound is so nasty. Whoa! There's a subtle key change in the chorus. Why'd you spoil it? Why did you spoil it? I didn't get there yet. God.
Hey, komm schon, du weißt, genau wie die Erde sich dreht, im sonnengebadete Feld.
Oh, wait, it already happened. You didn't spoil it. I'm just dumb. Fuck. Damn it. Not again.
Lassen wir uns gehen. Die Kälte befreit, ich will in deinen Armen. Im nassen Gras und Garten, ich höre dich so gut. Wenn du willst, ich höre dich zum ersten Mal.
I don't know what you're saying, but I feel it. I feel it. I feel it really good, man. And again, one of the biggest topics of the whole night has been selling vocal performances. This is absolutely how you sell something. I don't know what you're saying, obviously, because I don't speak German. But it feels good, man. It feels really good. What? Whoa, that was interesting. This song is about sex? No. Oh. Why do we have to talk about this sensitive topic on stream? Guys, no, we're not supposed to write songs about that. That's illegal. Unbelievable. I feel betrayed. Yeah, it does have temper trap vocals vibes, Michael J. I agree. Man, that was a fun song. That was a very, very fun song. I genuinely don't have any notes for production on this. Genuinely. Like it's it's there, man. It is 100% there. This is release ready. V4. V4 is the version. That's the final. Print it. Get out of here. Unbelievable. All right, the next song is called Trail Dust. Which, fun fact, I used to drive a Trailblazer, and I got a lot of dust on it, and I miss that car. So stupid. All right. Mike Dust. Your name is Mike Dust, and this song is called Trail Dust. That's crazy. Oh, guys, it's coming out next week. That last song. I'm excited. If you want to drop a Spotify pre-save link in the chat, definitely do that. Because it's pretty good. All right. Michael says, I'm 20 and this is my first single. I actually wrote and recorded the whole thing in one day as my freshman capstone project at my university. And then Michael also said, the song is about navigating a new life in a new place and trying to get into this swing of things and relying on God to help you through it all. Let's go. So, first thing, going into this, just listen really carefully. Listen to that tom. It's really snappy. Doesn't really match the warmth that the acoustic has. It's not a brick. Yeah, guys, this track is not a brick. And listen to how much room it has to breathe in that. But the second thing I was going to say, the rim click, a little too bright compared to everything else that's going on. I can tell that these are Logic drums, and we want to kind of hide that a little. We want to make it sound natural. This could very well be like a Tom Petty or a Bob Dylan song, right? So take some of that brightness out of that rim click. It'll fit a lot nicer here. Probably all the drums, actually.
I've never been before. Oh, I've tried.
All right. So level wise, I think the vocals don't really know where to sit just yet. Because the first vocals sounded like they were too quiet. Then the second line sounded like it was a little too loud. I would just figure out a little more of that balance between the elements, because it doesn't really feel like Trevin is hate towards bricks and Logic drums. I don't hate Logic drums. All right. I just think they need some adjusting to sound better. I mean, I released preset packs with Logic drums. It can be done. I promise it can be done. Logic drums can sound better. But yeah, it kind of doesn't feel like we have a lot of clarity going on between like the vocals and the other instruments once the vocals come in. So I would just find a way to kind of rebalance those a little. But let's keep listening.
I just can't do it anymore. And I could. I'm walking through the front door. Now I'm learning more.
You got like some small ear candy going on. I'll let that be represented a little more and then pan it a little further. Everything is pretty mono focused. It's not mono, but it's mono focused. Don't be afraid to split it out there a little. That's all.
About myself.
Yeah, I'll be doing another 5 after the next break. I'd bring that harmonica down too. And take some of the brights out.
What the real life dream is.
I would recommend, I don't think, because this is like a really natural sounding song, right? I don't think automation would be a great thing, but definitely maybe compressing the vocals a little more to get, because when you go soft, like it's almost too soft, like I can hardly hear what you're saying. And when you're louder, I can definitely hear you. So just compressing them a little more to bring them more on an even playing field, because just dynamically they're a little too far apart. Sorry, I was looking at my door. It just opened. My dogs like to open the door sometimes. But yeah, you don't want to go too far into that zone because you want to preserve a lot of that natural behavior to this. But yeah, let's keep listening.
Now I've got hope. I see your face and now I know what I did before. Trail dust in the dead of night. I was broke down in the dying light when I saw you there. Oh, I knew you cared.
Again, sort of similar critique from there was another song earlier that I made the same kind of critique about everything kind of feeling like it's just here, right? We had a nice break with that little exchange between like the harmonica and the lead guitar. That was nice, but the whole song has been kind of just like here. And again, imagine reading a book, watching a movie, where the storyline just stays like that the whole time. It's cool to jam out and just vibe out sometimes. A good comparison for this song, that one Radiohead song, High and Dry, sort of similar vibes a little bit. When that song opens up, it doesn't really open up really big, but it feels more opened up because there's a different emotion in each section when we want to open it up. So I'd kind of consider that as well a little bit.
Trail dust in front of my eyes. Now I see the path for the rest of life. Now I see you there. Now I know you care.
Ooh, look out for this little artifact right here. Right there. There's like a little punch artifact. See, it's got a cool vibe. It's pretty chill. I want this last little part here. I think it's here.
Your face and now I know what I did.
Maybe here.
Trail dust in the dead
Right
of
here.
night.
When you say trail dust, I think you could put a little more energy behind that. Maybe do like a gang vocal or just add more in the stereo field, something else. Because this feels like the climax of the song, but we're at the same level that the whole song has been at, right? But other than that, cool song, cool vibe, very chill. Yeah. Trev Orr says, hey, Trev, any idea why I can't become a channel member? I do have an idea why you can't become a channel member. Let me go to the ACAM real quick. You want to know why you can't be a channel member? Do you want to know why? Because I deleted the membership. RIP. Can we get some hold on. Sad trumpet music. Let's pay some respects real quick. This is just called Sad Trombone. I didn't think this was what was gonna play. I thought it would be like military trumpet. I got rid of the channel membership because I could not keep up with it. My income's fine. Don't worry. we're doing good, dog. I mean, you still can give me the rest of your life savings if you wanted. But no, I got rid of it because I couldn't keep up with just posting in it because I have a production boot camp that I'm re-recording a lot of the content for. I have several students and I want to make sure that they're my priority because I'm teaching these people how to level up their production. And just right now I don't have the bandwidth, and I've decided if you don't have the bandwidth to do something, don't do it because you can say no to things. And I just had to say no to it. All right, next song is Feel Alive. All right. We can't hear it. What can't you hear, Ray B? The trumpet? You didn't hear all that trumpet music? Damn it. Unbelievable. All right. Hey, Trev, it's me again. I'm now 7 months into my journey. I'm picking up a lot. I've been playing around with a lot of different sounds and genres in the last month and trying to find where I was weaker. The song in particularly was more challenging for me because of the more open sound and the new drum plugin I've been trying to work with. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much for making content. You brighten up my day every time you upload. We'll get ready tomorrow, Hayden. New video tomorrow. Also gave you an unfinished song so you can spend more time dissecting. All right. It's okay that it's unfinished. Let's get into it. Oh, you guys can't hear that, can you? That's weird. Oh, I see what happened. Okay, my screen froze for some reason. The streaming is, yep, okay, HTMS. You were there to catch me. Let me reset this real quick. Restart capture. Let me test this. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Let's get into it.
Fell for you 14 times, couldn't get you off my mind. Didn't know love was hard, should've known we couldn't go far. This time it's really me.
I think it's a really fun vibe. I think guitars are a little too loud in there, but it's really, really fun. I think for vocal wise, it's very fun. But I would work on the tone a little more of the actual processing. Let's listen to it again.
Couldn't get you off my mind. Didn't know love was hard. Should've known we couldn't go far.
I think just cleaning up the lower mids a little bit would go a really long way. But this is fun. This is really fun.
This time it's really me. Hands stuck inside my jeans. Said I'm fine, but I'm not whole. Feels too heavy.
Man, I just noticed that bass too. That bass is really fun. And I would make the bass, not the low end. I think the low end, this sounds more like a sub bass than it does anything. I would duplicate another bass track and make it more mid focused and get some more tones in there to kind of complement the guitars. Because there's a really fun bass line in there that I don't think is best represented because it's more of a sub bass. It kind of sits under everything else. But yeah, this is fun.
When I am all alone. Guess I'm better off alone than loving someone gone, but it's so hard to
Oh man.
when your shadow's haunting me. Maybe someday we'll collide somewhere under better skies. Until then, I'll leave a memory behind.
All right. That was a very cool switch up. Very, very cool switch up. But this transition into this next part, because of how loud the vocals are and how in unison everything is, it's a little disorienting. So I would turn down a lot of those layers in the vocals. And you still want the layers represented, but bring down the main vocal. Wait, is there a famous person in here? Is that Gian Pedro that plays for Chelsea? There's a Chelsea player here. Oh my God. Hi. But yeah, it's just a little too in your face with all those background layers. Let's tame it a little bit and it'll feel less disorienting. And I think the effect will hit a lot better than just kind of slamming everything, right? Also, those toms, I think, use different toms because they're really high. They're very, very high tuned. And they sound a little goofy there. So not sure what drum plugin that you're using, but I would choose something that has a little more of a deeper sound in those toms, and it'll fit a lot more because like everything lives in this range. And that tom is like right here outside of that range. And it's like this weird outsider. It's the weird kid in the lunchroom screeching. Not actually, I'm being dramatic. But cool vibes. Like it. Definitely finish it, please. Because I enjoy your music. All right. What do you guys know? It's actually time for an ad. So let's play an ad. And before something, I genuinely would suggest, if you are a creator, if you're a hobbyist, up to you what you do with Boombox. But if you are like an avid producer working with other people, I wish Boombox existed a long time ago because like the file organization, the fact that you can do your, your splits, you can have a network of producers and artists that you can connect with, you can distribute through it as well. Like, dude, that's a fucking deal. That's a hell of a deal. But it is ad time. I'll be right back.
Replace Dropbox, Google Drive, SoundCloud Pro, Disco, and DistroKid with Boombox, the all-in-one solution for musicians. Store your files, create playlists, request files, and distribute your music from one place at a single price. Access files on the go and stay synced with our mobile app and macOS app. Dive into our AI tools to spark creativity by generating chords and splitting stems. Search for your files by mood, genre, BPM, and key with our AI-powered advanced search. Share and collaborate with time-stamped feedback, password protection, and customized access permissions. Create professional playlists for pitching with analytics to see who's listening. Release your music into the wild with our inbuilt distribution. And request files from clients and collaborators with inboxes. Boombox, the all-in-one platform for musicians.
I literally sat down. I did pee. Did I say that I was going to go pee? Because I did go pee. And I literally sat in my chair as the ad ended. Crazy timing. All right. So before I ask for the next few batch of songs, don't send them yet, I want to announce something exciting. It's not that exciting, but I'm very excited to share with you guys that I'm going to be doing a live stream where I'm going to basically answer your guys' MIDI drum questions live. Within my production students that I work with, within my one-on-one mentoring that I do, the number one thing that I get asked about the most is MIDI drums. So I think it'd be really cool just to open up the DAW on a live stream, super chill hangout, answering your guys' questions about MIDI drums. Because like I said, it's the number one topic I get asked about. So be on the lookout for that. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you don't have that motherfucking bell on, turn it on. But let's get into the next songs in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Send your song names. And this will be the last 5 of the evening. Now, the BC Prince said Johnny 72. He sent that before I asked for songs, but I'll count it on here. So Johnny 72. 0 again. Speechless. Por favor. And wasting away. It's going to be the last one. So let's get in it, guys. I want to thank everyone who's joined so far. It's cool that I get to do this. It's very cool. I am very, very grateful. I know we joke around on this channel a lot, but I really want you guys to know how grateful I am that you're showing up, that you're here, that you guys support what I do. And yeah, I just want to provide that value back. So Johnny 72, where are you? There's 2 of them. I'm going to go with the master. And let's take a listen.
Well, you ought to stop running around at night, drinking cheap liquor, hoping for a fight.
That beginning was a little too sloppy for my taste because when it came in very strong. I would work on that beginning. It's just a little sloppy. I don't have a good feel for timing with it, But man, when it comes in, it comes in. It feels good when it comes in. It's a fun song.
Well, you ought to stop running around at night, drinking cheap liquor, hoping for a fight with the one you used to love. He sat across the bar, fingerless gloves. Things are different, things have changed. This old town needs rearranged. I've seen you once or twice before. I've seen him drag you out that door. Leave it all behind tonight. Take a step out into that moonlight. Pardon me, I never said my name. Take my jacket, take cover from the rain. Name's Johnny, I got a 72. She's sitting out front, warm and purring for you. 18-inch chromes, 270 brake. Hop in, darling, I'll be your next mistake.
This is fun. This is a really fun track. I think the acoustic is just a little too loud, and then the vocals sound a little staticky. They don't sound like they're where they belong in this genre. And that's a simple like EQ fix for the most part. So I would just dial back some of those highs and maybe like some slap delay as well. Like if you're doing kind of like the Johnny Cash thing, that storyteller, just a short amount of slapback delay, I think would put this where it needs to be a little. But it's got a cool vibe to it so far. It's a story. It's a cool story.
Name's Johnny, got a 72. She's sitting out front, woman, purring for you. She steps in.
Man, I would love an isolated track of just the little solo guitar on the left side and the fiddle on the right side. And yeah, it's not a violin, it's a fiddle for this track. We're fiddling. That sounds like something bad. I shouldn't say we're fiddling. I think those could be represented a little more because again, it's pretty brick walled, guys. it's pretty like limited. This song begs for dynamics. But I'd like to hear some more of that little. The violin sounds like it's at a good place, but that little solo lick guitar, I'd bring that up a little.
She feels that leather. We can do this all night, no matter the weather. She looks away, she hides a smile. If I knew you better, I'd say it's been a while. Tape goes in at the right time. Springsteen blaring as I'm pushing 99. She got a little something in those eyes.
Again, I would love to hear some more variation with the vocals. It just sounds like it's here the whole time. And we're pretty far into the song. Some more variation would go a really, really long way.
Never really tried with her.
Ray B, another one joining the No Dynamics Club. Welcome. It's not that you guys don't have dynamics. The dynamics are there. It's just you're limiting the shit out of these things when you don't need to be. All right? That's all.
Disguise zips up her jacket to hide the light. Her smile's just a rental on this warm summer night.
My grandma would love this song.
Quarter mile from the county line, in the black I'm pumping gas. She laying on her back, smiles at the sky, sees them and the stars, whispers goodbye. Name's Johnny, I got a 72. She's sitting out front, warm and purring for you. 18-inch chrome.
Yeah, this part is great. This whole breakdown is great. Great.
270 brake. Hop in, darling, I'll be your next mistake. Name's Johnny, I got a 72. She's sitting out front, warm and purring for you.
This is fun. Did you guys see all the viewers drop after I said this was the last 5 and they didn't get picked? That's my favorite part of the stream because now it's just us. Now it's just us here. Man, what a sweet sound. It's hard because, like, again, like I said, everything throughout the whole song is here the whole time, right? And it makes it hard to follow the story because this is a story. This is a country song, dude. This is a damn good story of a country song. But it's hard to follow that story when the music doesn't necessarily match what's going on, right? So I would play with the vocals and play with the surrounding effects and see how you can build it around the "My name's Johnny, I got a 72" part. How can you make that bigger in other sections? And how can you make other parts feel smaller? Just so it's a wave of a story and a story is actually being told, if that makes sense. Shrek is still here, guys. And that's something, like, real quick. What I really like about feedback streams for those watching, like, even if your song doesn't get picked, I hope that there's still nuances that you can get from listening to it in your own music. I don't care who is here. Not that I don't care who's here, but, like, it doesn't matter to me to have a lot of people on here, right? What matters is that other people can learn from other people, and that's cool. But let's move on to the next song called Zero again. All right, you got the lyrics here. Hello, sir. I've been wanting to get advice for a while because I have no idea what I'm doing. Been practicing production on GarageBand through YouTube videos. Your videos are very helpful. I hope you like the song. It's about how we humans end up repeating the same mistakes over and over. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen at all. What? All right, let's listen. Guys, oh my God, name your tracks. What is this? Name your song appropriately. First thing, ditch that DI acoustic. Record with the microphone. It's not that that's a rule. It's just that DI acoustics have certain characteristics that are so important for tone, so important for percussive movement. And we're missing this because it's all DI, right? It's just kind of static noise going through. Because you have other really cool layers. Like, if this was in GarageBand, like, this sounds fucking good. It doesn't matter if it's in GarageBand, if it's in Logic or Ableton. It sounds good. But I'd much prefer to hear live acoustic guitars than those horrid, nasally DI acoustics on this. This reminds me of what was that Green Day song? Oh no, now you got I'm exposed. What's that Green Day song, guys? Help me out. Is it this one? Oh no, it's Last Night on Earth. Last Night on Earth. Check this out. Check it out.
The postcard sent to you, did it go through? Sending all my love to you.
I love that sound, man. Very similar vibes. But it's softer. It's like kind of more folky. So for this change right here, what I would recommend is adding some more separating elements and putting the vocals a little more up front, because it doesn't really sound like we're in a different part. It sounds like we're kind of just continuing off the last part. So yeah, let's add some more layers. It's okay if the song sounds similar to the Green Day song. Yeah, it's Green Day in disguise. It's okay, because inspiration comes from art that already exists. All right. That's why I put people's names in the title of my songs, because I'm taking something that I've heard, being inspired by that, remaking it. Songs are going to sound the same sometimes. Anyway. I love the tone of the snare as well. It fits really well for this. I would make something more present through here as well, because it's kind of like we just took away from the last little bit. Instead, I would introduce some kind of new element to really like elevate this section. Maybe like a little solo guitar, maybe like a distorted electric piano to really cut through everything. Because like we're essentially mimicking the chorus, just without the vocals here. What's something that we can replace that we did before? What can we do to replace that vocal tone, right? It's okay, Luco. It's okay. It's not too similar. My biggest song on the channel, my biggest song on my channel right now, or biggest video rather, the soft indie one, right? This song. All right, this is also a similar vibe. It's a similar vibe, but I completely ripped that off of Seasons, yeah, from Wave to Earth. Like, you make shit that's similar sometimes. You can still release it.
The secret that grew my business was
the secret that grew my business.
95% of people spend their workday on.
Listen to this. Come on. I fucking ripped that song off, all right? But it's a new song. It's heavily inspired by that. I think it's okay. We tend to overthink about, you know, how close we are to something, all right? If you listen to music in the 60s and 70s, all fucking songs sounded the same because people were inspired by what other people were doing and they had like their own take on that, right? So I wouldn't worry about it too much. That was a cool bass run. This feels good. It also kind of has some John Lennon vibes to it too. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Holy shit. All right, the only critique I have about this part is the zero again. All those parts, you go up zero again. It doesn't really fit. It would almost be better to stay on that note. Instead of everything else going up. I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting, but man, it is much more impactful to keep that note there. And I see you just commented, I'm one of those guys who's not comfortable with their voice. Dog, join the club. But just keep going at it. I mean, this is good. This is good enough to move forward with and to really work out this idea. Like your voice is, trust me, your voice, I don't think is really holding you back in this regard. Man, this is really good. Now it's kind of David Bowie. During this part, it sounds like, just from what I can hear, I could be wrong, but from what I hear, all those dun 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 dun, all those things sound like it's just the kick and hi-hat. That's all I can hear. I wouldn't be afraid to like stack some toms and bigger sounds onto that to make it even more dramatic. I think if you're gonna go like all out in this whole part right here, go all out at the end as well. Bum, 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 bum. Really dramatize that effect. Oh, remove that cymbal at the end. If it's just the kick and the snare, God. Think about how dramatic that could be if it's just the kick and snare. It's just this note holding out, nothing else intense, just kick and snare. You got to do that for the last part. I'm telling you. Let's let it hit. Yeah, that was awesome, dude. That was really, really good. Just a couple changes in there that I mentioned throughout the song, but man, that was really, really good. Oh, and you have a question. What are the standards I need to follow before I post on Spotify? I have a lot of songs written, but still scared to post it. There are no standards that you need to follow before posting on Spotify. Have a marketing plan if you're going to release it and you want people to hear it, obviously. But I wouldn't have like a lot of expectations. I wouldn't be over analytical. I wouldn't be staring at your Spotify for artists every single day. But just the best advice that I can give is just jump off the cliff, dude. You just got to release it, because the more and more you think about like, oh, I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this before it, the more hurdles that you're going to put, and you're just not going to put things out. Right? So just have it all together, have a marketing plan. How are you going to share this with the world? And take the jump. You just got to go for it. But let's move on to the next song, which we have 3 songs left of the evening. Next one is called Speechless. Made this song a few months ago at 17. Why do you guys keep putting your ages on there? Is it because like I freaked out that kid was 13? I don't want to know that you're 17. It doesn't help me. All right. I can't really sing, so there's no vocals. So you really are speechless. There's no vocals on this joint. You are speechless. I also take any tips on learning how to sing. I know it's not relevant. I'm probably the wrong person to ask, because I learned to sing in a live setting versus a studio setting, and it's really hard to translate that. I would just be consistent. Don't overdo it. Maybe get a coach. I think mentoring is like the one way to learn anything nowadays. I think there's a lot of merit to learning things on your own, but eventually you get to a point where you need someone else to help you. So if you struggle with learning how to sing and you don't feel like you're getting anywhere on your own, there's plenty of vocal teachers out there who will help you. All right. And let's go. All right, first thing, leveling discrepancy. All right. Guitars are all the way up here, bass is like all the way down here, and drums are all the way down here. We got to get a relationship between these things. It has to feel equal. It has to feel, well, not equal, but it has to feel like there is a good relationship between these elements, right? Because right now it just sounds like guitars are over everything else. There's also a lot going on here. You have one guitar riff that's ding 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 ding. Then you have this bass line that's kind of doing its own thing as well. And then the drums are nothing is really cohesive with this. It's all kind of just doing its own thing, right? So that's where I would start. Instead of like trying to pile on layers, start with getting the fewest amounts of elements to speak the same language as possible, right? Start with like drums and bass, all right? Because there's a lot of similar qualities there. How can my bass complement my drums? How can my drums complement my bass? Once you have that relationship, bring in the guitar. How can this guitar complement both the bass and the drums? It's little stuff like that that we got to be mindful of. All right. I think you know what I'm going to say during that part. I've been talking this whole evening about dynamics, right? Too much dynamics. There's too much of a jump between right here and this. It's like a jump scare that just comes out of nowhere, right? Listen to that. So yeah, everything sounds like it's competing. It's a battle of levels, right? Why did you think the stream was over? And you left here. Why would I play your song if you left here, goober? But yeah, I would work on your relationship between elements. I like the synth sound. Again, too loud. let's make a more even transition there. This part feels good. The drums feel definitely quiet here, mainly with like the kick and snare relationship. The crash ride is like plenty loud enough during there. But yeah, there's a lot more fullness. I would bring this fullness into these verses a little more because this relationship feels a lot better. Trev Orr says, just read your YouTube bio and it says, over 2 decades. Bro, you don't look old enough. You look like 26. When did you start? I am 28 and I've been making music since I was 7. That's why I say 2 decades, because it's been consistent since I was 7. Professional, I'd say I've been doing music professionally for 15 years. 5 of those years I was making music and just creating. All right, and the creator of the song, Synthos, says, I liked the chorus more, so I think that's why I made it so loud. Well, if I like chocolate cake, am I going to eat a whole chocolate cake? No, I'm not. I'm going to have a normal portion. Got to do that here too. Yeah, just because you like a song or feel it more, don't feel like you have to make it louder. Like that's because, again, think about the listener's perspective, right? Sure, you are the first listener, but I think that music is made for sharing. I think if you hoard your music, I think that's a selfish thing. I think it's meant to be shared with others. So with this, think of how a listener would respond to just something much louder, kind of out of nowhere, right? So we want to keep that in mind. What story, even if something has no vocals, what story can we bring a listener on? What journey can we show them? And that's kind of what we have to think about, especially if we don't have lyrics to something, if it's an instrumental, bring them on a story. This is like pushing them off a cliff, all right? We didn't even get them up to the edge before we pushed them off. We just said bye because of how loud that is. Interesting sounds. Kind of sounds like Minecraft. Kind of feel stuck in this part. Everything feels very just here the whole time. If you're going to do that, what other background elements can I add? What interests can I keep us kind of engaged with? I love that. Just smack the shit out of the listener. That was a very interesting choice. If you're going to do the dropout, again, because of how quiet the drums are and how loud that guitar is, the contrast between the two is like so big. We need to just bring them back a little, bring them closer to each other, and it'll feel much more natural to drop out there. Instead, it just like kind of just feels like everything went away for a second. So not bad at all. Like I said, I think there's a lot of just level discrepancies. Once you get those levels where they need to be, it's going to give you a much better direction on where you can go and how you can tell a story through just music without having to add words. But the first thing that we need to do is make sure that our levels are together and that they are all properly represented and that the relationship between them makes sense. Best way to do this: create with a reference in mind and listen to that reference. I mean, deeply listen to where the drums are in relationship to the bass, where the bass is in relationship to the guitars. It's the one way to get better at something, is just to deep listen constantly. But good job. Thank you very much for sending a track. Someone said, do your parents play music? No, they don't. I have other family members who do, but it's all like bluegrass stuff. They don't really play that much anymore. All right, next song, Eels. Por favor. Which I don't know if you guys know. That means please in Spanish. I know that one. May not have known German, but I know por favor. And por favor is not here unless someone was, were they just saying please? Just por favor? Is that not actually a song? Shrek, what's the name of your song again? You better put it in the chat in the next like 2 seconds because you've been here every single stream. How could I forget that Shrek is here? Because I'm not seeing por favor. Oh, here it is. Holy shit. All right, Shrek, you can still send your song. I'm sorry, I led you on. All right. Hello, Trev. I would love to have your opinion in this order, or sorry, in this other demo that I have. I don't which subgenre of pop fits on this one, but yeah, that's the gag. I can't fucking read. Hold on, let me add Shrek's song on here. Shrek, I'm gonna do your song last, if that's okay. Guys, Shrek means something very much to me. Shrek is the exception. Also, it can really sound a little bit dramatic because I'm dramatic. I would say this one, it's of my favorites that I have and would really appreciate if you could give it a listen. What the fuck is wrong with me? It's in Spanish, so I'll leave the lyrics in English just in case. Thanks. I can't read. Thank you for this spaces to share and receive advices. It's very helpful. PS, I know the vocals are low at the beginning. Sorry for that. PS2, I was sick while recording this. Sorry times 2. PS3, I didn't know how to make the intro. That's why I left it like that. Okay. Lot to take in. Let's go. Ooh, kind of sexy. Bring that snare down, partner. It's a really cool vibe. I really like where this is. Again, I think there's just a slight imbalance with some of the elements, especially the snare. Some of the hi-hats are a little too loud as well. The vocal feels good. I think the vocal sits, yeah, they are a little low, but I think they sit overall pretty good. Them being dry like that, I think kind of works out. So yeah, I think overall, tonally, it does feel better once we get into this part. So let's keep going. I think some extra vocal layers could go a really long way on this too. Ooh, good variation. Very good voice. Very, very good voice. I absolutely love that you did something different than the first verse. If it would have did what the first verse did, it would have been a good song. But because you changed that up in the second verse, that's what makes it a great song. It's progressing. It's going like this, right? We start here. Like, I need to do this backwards. We start here. We hit that chorus. We go here. When it comes back down, it goes here. So we started here. The second verse is here. Chorus is here. That's how you tell a story with a song. Doesn't matter if it's in another language. Doesn't matter if I don't understand what the lyrics are. You're telling a story, and I can feel that you're telling a story. He said it. Me, when Diego says por favor in his song. More variation. I think you can be more aggressive with that kick. Way more aggressive on that kick. Cause yeah, you got a lot going on as far as rhythmic. In a lot of your drums, it's mainly focused around the hi-hat and the snare, where if you had that kick coming in a little bit harder and adding those like really, really emphasizing it, I think it would fit a little better. But this is, man, the variation in this is sick. I think too, with that that kind of like sub bass that's gliding in there, I wouldn't be afraid to add a little more like distortion on that. I think that would fill up some really interesting space in there. Kind of like the Swimming Pools, Kendrick Lamar, that bass. Having that bass in this song would fill a lot more space. Having some more distortion, having some more space with it. Because you can get by with not having a lot of elements. Like this is fairly minimal for, you know, a pop R&B type song. I think that would fit really, really well in this. Ooh, little formant, hell yeah. Very, very good song. I think the bass and the kick are a little weak in this song, and I think you could be a little more aggressive with it and not be scared to. Like, this is a song that people are going to play in your car, and I'm going to hear fucking 3 a.m. down my road, and waking me up, annoying the shit out of me. But in order for it to wake me up, I need some more of that low end context, and that's what I crave in this song. But very, very good job. I thoroughly enjoyed this. All right, next song is Wasting Away. And then after that, we got one more song, and it's going to be Shrek's song. Yay. All right, Wasting Away in Margaritaville. Wow, you guys are wasting all my time, wasting away. Hey, Trev, great to hear that mine got picked to be listened to. That was 38 minutes ago. Guys, I don't shut the fuck up. I talk so much. I'm so sorry. Great to hear that mine got picked to be listened to. I'm really proud of the production on this, but I know that my vocals need a lot of work. I'm taking vocal lessons and working on overall singing ability, but am having a lot of trouble learning how to process them. Please, thanks, and hope you enjoy. All right, let's get into it.
Type of guys that I want to spend my time trying to get in with and impress.
So the background stuff is really interesting going on. It's like ELO meets, I don't know. It's just got a lot of ELO vibes. Vocal processing. Let's talk into it. So just general vocal processing advice and what I would recommend for anyone new to vocal processing. It all starts with how you sing into a microphone. All right. I know that sounds silly, but depending on where you are from the microphone, how far you are, how close you are, that all has different EQ characteristics, right? If I angle this way, if I angle it that way, if I angle it up, angle it down, it's like I have a million different EQs in here. So before you think about processing the vocal, right? Think about the raw sound of your voice going into a microphone. Does it sound too boomy? Back it up. Does it sound like it doesn't have any low end to it? Get it closer. Are you exploding your vocals into this? Angle it a little bit. Play around with it there. Once you figure that out, do like super general EQ to clean it up. Nothing surgical, nothing specific. You're just wanting to generally shape it in broad strokes. After that, add very light compression to just to control your dynamics. Then after that, that's when I would add tonal EQ, which shapes the EQ of your voice to the track. Then after that, I would add a kind of more dramatic compressor to squeeze the vocal, then a de-esser to remove any harmful things that come through in the high S syllabants range, and then your effects. Easiest way to process vocal. And all those things can be done in very broad strokes. Not sure what your processing is like here, but I'd go back and revisit that.
Something strange happened that day in a mutual kind of
Everything also sounds very mono-focus as well.
Seasons come and things will change. All you gotta do is say
Let's talk about the piano sound. Change it. Super static. Pianos are all about warmth. They're not really about the brightness. I mean, in certain contexts, they are. I would look for a much deeper and more rich piano sound. If you're in Logic, Logic added a bunch of new, awesome piano sounds. Explore some of those. Because, yeah, they're just a little stiff and static.
when you're lost and when you're broken, when you don't know where to go. Just fall on back and trust on them. And don't go wasting
This is the best part of the song right here.
and don't go wasting away.
That is the most cohesive moment I've heard from this song so far. In Piano House they are. Yeah, I know in House they're very sharp, but this isn't House. But yeah, everything feels like way too mono-focused. We can start separating these layers out here. You'll feel like you have more space to the song. Everything just feels a little too claustrophobic.
So I jumped a dove right in, and I was right up to my chin, and things I barely knew about. Then I got the hang of it, but I was still just scared a bit of some people, how they would react. Seasons come and things will change, and all you gotta do is say when you're lost and when you're broken.
So obviously, vocals are a little pitchy. You're taking vocal lessons. There'll come a time. But yeah, they're so naked and they're so dry. He did say wasting away. I missed it. Damn it. I wasn't there. Anyway. Yeah, the vocals are a little naked. And right now, while you're still getting comfortable with singing, something that will help you get a little more comfortable with recording and singing, because it's intimidating, dude. It is so intimidating. Literally, the video that's coming out tomorrow, you guys are going to see like the most vulnerable I've been with vocals ever. And I had a really, really bad time recording vocals. Sing with effects. Be a little more liberal with effects. Don't get used to it though, because then you start to get attached to it and you start relying on it. But having some more effects and some more space, reverb, delay, will help the vocals feel a little less naked and afraid and dry, right? There's a lot of layers going on in the song. We don't want the voice just to be out here on its own. We want it to fit with everything else that's going on.
When you don't know where to go, just fall on back and trust on them. Then don't go wasting away.
Trevor says studio tour when? Next week. New studio tour next week.
I've seen highs and I've seen lows, and I've seen everything in between. So when you walk that road alone, don't go wasting away. Oh, when you're lost and when you're broken, when you don't know where to go, just fall on back and trust on them. Then don't go wasting away.
Something else, I'd work on your ending a little too, because it kind of just ends out of nowhere. And again, yeah, this isn't limited to the brim, but we don't really have a lot of push and pull dynamics. Like again, that ride that we have with the song structure. Give me some more clues that the song is ending. Start to fade things away a little bit. Or have just one ending that kind of just maybe repeat this intro as the ending. But you kind of just drop us off and just go. I would work on that a little bit. But you're doing great. Keep up the vocal lessons. Keep up with production. And I hope I get to listen to another track of yours in the future. All right, Shrek, it's time. I never thought that would be a sentence, I say. Slip through the cracks. You've waited 3 different live streams. You've been there from the beginning to the end. And it is time. Hey, Trev, if you're reading this, you picked my song. Yeah. Sure did. If you're reading this, you picked my song. Thank you. This is the last song I made. I made it on an old iPad on Logic. I've been using for about 8 months now, and I'm currently saving up for a MacBook. I'm not doing a great job saving. Well, damn, you don't have to tell me that. Keep that to yourself. I hope you like this song. Also love your videos. Also, this is the first time making music like this, grunge punk. Also, again, the song is about anxiety. I get lots of anxiety when talking to people. Also, slip through the cracks. I get that from C. I have autism and ADHD, so I get pulled into things that probably shouldn't be pulled into. And it's also about people who have pretended to be my friend. And yeah, sorry, I'm probably making you feel like this is a genius interview. This is all right. Fuck. I wish I could just be fast with graphics. I'd do like a whole genius thing and basically just recite your story. But let's get into it, dog. Let's talk about it. So everything tonally, it feels like the mids were kind of scooped out a little bit. Like it doesn't really sound like it has a lot of mid presence. And especially with Logic drums. Again, shitting on Logic drums. Sorry. they're kind of weird in the mid range. So I wouldn't really pull as much of that out. I would add a little more in, especially with those other background fuzz guitars that you have. It just sounds like all the mids are scooped out of that. And that's where guitar lives, man. That's where all the goodness of tone lives. But let's keep listening. I would shorten up this intro. If you don't shorten it up, I would add some variation in there. Your vocals, I love the double tracked hard pan effect. But I'd make them a little more present. They're a little too much in the low end, and I would add a little more mids to them just to bring out a little more of that clarity. Because they're very, very muffled and they're very deep under everything. And I would also, I wouldn't have that hi-hat open the whole time because, again, real men get Trev's packs. Listen to the drums specifically through this whole part. Once we get back into this, it doesn't really sound like we're on another level. Because, this whole first part, that's like a fucking 10. And we bring it down to like a 5. But when we bring it back up to 10, it doesn't feel like everything is moving on to 10. The drums feel like they're just flat the whole way through. So I would find a way to add some more velocity. I just recently put out a lesson about MIDI drums. Obviously, I have a whole MIDI drum workshop that I released, but I put out a free lesson that talks about this specifically, about velocity. And I would take a little more of that and apply it to this. So if you haven't seen that video, not to plug my fucking videos, but work on the velocity with the drums a little more. Add that variation there. You made my wife happy, Shrek. My wife says I want to jump around to this mumble bop. Thank you, Shrek. My wife will be very happy when I see her because of this song. Thank you. Ooh, that was interesting. Adding an acoustic guitar, I really, really like that. But again, because those drums, that hi-hat is just constantly open, it's interrupting everything else. It's like the drums are in the background just going, look at me. Look at what I'm doing. I'm loud. My hi-hat's open. Everyone come look. Don't you want to see my open hi-hat? When the drums aren't the star in this part, work on those dynamics. Bring those back a little. You're a bit different than I remember. You're not the same. You're a bit different. Especially during this part. Those drums do not need to be playing the whole way through like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. That part was cool, but coming with the crash. So yeah, not bad at all. I would just really, really focus on how to present your vocals a little better in the mix. And also some variation as well. Because I hear that you can sing higher. I hear the higher harmony, slip through the cracks. So I know your voice can get there. Add a little more in that, because the whole time it has circle pit potential for sure, says Tim Martin. Tim Martin, everybody, is a production student of mine. I wish I could share some of his work with you guys right now, because he is doing incredible in the production boot camp. I'm very, very proud of him. But yeah, because these vocals are monotone and they're like here the whole time, it just sounds like you're singing it like this. More variation would help me move through the song a little easier. Otherwise, we're just staying here the whole time, right? But thank you for submitting. Great job. And unfortunately, guys, we have reached the end of the stream. Good night, Luco. Thank you guys so much for joining. This was very, very fun. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be doing a live stream, basically answering your MIDI drum questions. I don't know when that's going to be yet, but I'm planning on it. There's a couple things I know that I want to present and want to teach within it, but I mostly want it to be about answering your guys' questions specifically, because I know MIDI drums can be a very, very intimidating thing. If you haven't seen it yet, I released a MIDI drum workshop, which feel free just to go in any description of another video of mine, and you can pick it up there if you haven't seen it yet. Thanks, Shrek, for submitting. I appreciate you. And thank you, everybody who has attended and submitted songs. If I didn't get to your song, there will be plenty more songs that we go through on this. So again, if we didn't get to it, do not feel discouraged. I mean, you guys saw the queue. You know how many people are submitting songs. So keep your head up if I didn't get to it. Keep submitting. Eventually, I'll get to it. Can the live stream be still accessed to watch after? I want to show my mom Trev's feedback. Yeah, absolutely. These will still be live. No, they're not live. They will be posted. Absolutely. But good night, everybody. Sleep tight. If you see any bed bugs, wrap yourself tight. And I will see you guys tomorrow.